So say you have a really little boat that doesn't have navigation lights on it already, and every once in a while you want to go out after dark and you need navigation lights. Well, this might be just the ticket right here. Portable battery-operated navigation lights. Hi, I'm Wayne the Boat Guy, and in this video we're going to take a look at these portable navigation lights and see how they work, see how easy they are, and see if they do the job that we need them to do for our little boats. And by the way, this is not a paid endorsement or sponsorship by Attwood for this product. So there's no battery on board of either of my small 12-foot aluminum boats, so I can't easily wire up any fixed lights. My thought was that this light kit allows me to be able to have these lights for both of my 12-foot aluminum boats or any other small boats in my fleet, and be able to move this from boat to boat as I see fit and whenever I'm taking it out and operating it after dark. So typically the navigation lights required on a boat is a bow light that has a red and a green, and then a stern light that is white. And I believe there's also specific requirements for the height of the stern light. Basically it should be a certain height to be able to be seen from all different angles. So for different boats, the height of the stern light varies. But we're not going to get into the specifics of stern height light requirements. We're just going to take a look at this, whether this meets our basic minimum needs for our small boats. Why I liked this kit was it's LED, so therefore the batteries should last longer. They may be brighter. Also, they are battery operated, so they run off of 3 AAA batteries in each light. And they are also supposed to be water resistant, I believe. So not waterproof, so I'm not going to dunk it. But if it gets rained on or whatever, it should be able to resist that. By the way, if you'd like to buy this kit, I do have a link to it in my description to be able to purchase this from Amazon. As an Amazon affiliate, I do get a small commission from Amazon when you make a purchase from Amazon after clicking my links. But you do not have to pay any more than if you clicked a link from anywhere else to go to Amazon. So don't feel you have to use my link. But if you do decide to use my link to Amazon in the description below, thank you. I do appreciate it. All right, let's cut this thing open, shall we? Okay, in the box was the instruction card, these 3 sections here, which make up the pole for the stern light. This is where the light connects, and this has holes in it where it screws into your transom. 2 clamps that are metal with a rubber end on them and a ratcheting thing here. These have holes in them on this side and on this side, depending on how you want to mount your lights. Here's the rubber foot for mounting the bow light to the clamp. Here's our bow light housing and our stern light housing. And then it comes with 4 screws to put everything together. First, let's put together our transom extension pole here for our stern light. So the base of this is where this probably mounts onto the boat, or mounts onto the clamp to mount onto the boat. So depending on how your transom assembly is, this is how it would clamp on. So you either clamp it on this way or you attach it this way. Same with the bow light. Depending on how you're configured, you'll put the foot on this way or on this way. The lights, I guess they have this loop here, so you could probably put like a safety lanyard or something on there, and they clip in like this. So whenever this is attached to the assembly, it clicks into place, locks it in, and then this is the release to be able to get it off. And there's the same one here for the stern light. To turn them on and off, it's like a flashlight. Has the clicker power button right here. And yep, there's an O-ring around here. And here's where our battery or batteries go. And let's see. According to the instructions, how do our batteries go in? Ah, this housing comes out. There we go. Hey, if you're liking this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Thank you. Put our 3 batteries in here. And the housing, there's an arrow on the housing for which way it goes in. Ooh, look at that. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Now let's do our stern light. Whoop. So with batteries, as I'm putting the batteries in this, one of the interesting things is I learned how all batteries are definitely not created the same. And the way I learned that was I was watching another YouTuber called Project Farm. I actually have his sticker on the cabinet in my garage. And Project Farm, he does real-world reviews of products using his own methodology, completely unbiased and uninfluenced. He did a video about AA batteries. These are AAAs, but I think the same information applies. Really comparing the lifespan of different batteries to see whether or not the budget batteries that you can buy, are they as good as or close to as good as what you can get from Duracell and Energizer. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but let me just let you know that it was a very educational video, as most of his videos are. Woo! Yeah, look at that. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hello. Look at that. This isn't going off. Hello. There we go. Huh. What do we got going on here? I must have that rotated in here just in some magical way. That's not ideal. Let me put it in a different direction here. Okay, so there's one strike right there. Did you see how it did that? This should thread on real easy. If it threads on hard, then it's cross-threading. Uh-oh. All right, we have a problem here. How's our bow light? It's still good, right? And it's going on and off. But our stern light, all right, so first thing we do is check to make sure our batteries are all in correctly and seated in the housing correctly. Housing's going in the right direction. I don't want to be blaming Attwood for any of my user errors. No problems now. Shaking around on my boat. Off, on. Yep. All right, cool. So the way this one works is your stern light clips on up here, like so. And whenever you want to activate your stern light, you just click your button. And this mounts to the clamp that goes on the transom of your boat. Well, I think we got to go fit this on my boat. Clamp and the back clamp. 2 long screws go to the back clamp. The 2 short screws go to the front clamp. The bow light Ooh. Bow light. Green goes on starboard, red goes on port. Goes like that, right. Oh, that's unhandy. Oh, this goes with that. And then my stern light. Screwdriver. I only need one tool. Screwdriver. Let's do the stern light first. So I took this piece off the pole. All right, so I think that instead of having it on here, which is really thin metal, I think I'm going to put it here, because I think it'll mount on here nice and firmly. Let's see. So that's good. I like that. So what we'll do then is we would mount it like this. That's how we screwed into this piece. So one of the complaints I saw online, I did look at some reviews for this, is some people don't like the fact of how thin this screw is here. They think this should be a heavier duty, I guess, whatever this is, bolt. And this might be the weak point of the whole system, but we'll see. We'll see how it works for me. So we're going to put that on here. This is a piece of rubber here, and with this one we use the longer screws. So we just feed the screws through here. This is like a fiberglass post, by the way. So I'm thinking we just run these into here like that. This is threaded, and this one is the same way. It's threaded inside of there, so we just got to be able to get through the rubber to where it's threaded. Dang, it's kind of hard. Let me make sure, does this work? Yep. Yeah, it threads in. Okay. Got to be careful not to cross thread this stuff. Mine was trying to cross thread there for a moment. A lot of times when people have problems with this stuff, it's because they cross thread things, or you know, they get too rough, they break something. You know one thing, it's hot today. It's really hot today. I don't know what the humidity is, but the temperature's in the 90s, so. All right. That's tight. So I'm thinking, what's interesting is the screws go through this rubber a little bit. So when I go to clamp this, those are going to be biting into here as well. I wonder if I should put it in this way so that they heat into the wood. See, one's going to still bite into the metal here. All right, and now we thread on the other parts. All right, let's go put our bow light on. All right, bow light party, woo! All right, let's see. I don't know if you got a chance to watch my video about the ants in my boat, but they are all over this thing. And I think they live back in the transom. All right, so this piece here is kind of thin, but that might be the best place to put this one, because there's no other place to clamp this on here. Now that hits there. It also has to be able to mount on here straight up too. So that hits there, so that's not going to work. I actually thought the bow light was going to be easier. Problem with right here is that my bow cleat is in the way. And when the light's on there, I won't be able to get to my bow cleat to be able to use my bow cleat. And this is really hard to turn and tighten right here too. I don't really like the idea of fastening it to the bow cleat. That might be our best option. Literally mounting it to the bow cleat. So a little while later I came back and I ended up switching this around. The clamp is very hard to tighten underneath of here because it hits against the hull. But I feel like this attaches a little bit nicer. It still sits up high enough where it's giving off light. And if it falls, it's going to fall into the boat. So I feel that that's a better setup than what I had. I guess, is this my gunnel? I don't know. The width of this makes it hard for the foot to fit around here, like if I even tried to do it here and have it angled. So this seems like the best option for this particular boat. Obviously, if this piece here came out just a little bit farther, like back to here, I'd have something much better to grab a hold of without running into the bow. You can see where the clamp is literally right up against this. I can't, every time I go to turn it, it moves everything, so. But that seems a little bit more stable. Let's do a little bit of pros and cons here about these kinds of things. First of all, I'm going to start with the pros. They look like they're very bright, and we'll see what they look like in lower light, but I have a feeling these are quite bright. I mean, they're LEDs and they're putting off a lot of light, and it's bright out here today. They're inexpensive. As you can see from my link in the description, where you can buy them on Amazon, they're not expensive at all. You can obviously remove them to boat, which is really nice, because that way you can try them out on different kinds of boats. So my other John boat, this will probably mount on there just fine. It makes you legal. You know, if you have to have navigation lights, well, these count. You have them. And quite frankly, they're pretty easy. I mean, the assembly wasn't hard. Getting them working wasn't hard. Really quite easy on the grand scale of other boaty type things. The cons list, though. The clamps are kind of flimsy. And this bow clamp configuration is not ideal. But, you know, they're kind of flimsy. Thanks so much for watching. Here's a video pick just for you, and a playlist of videos similar to this one. You stay safe out there in the water.